guys, welcome back to She's Crafty mini paper pad series, sketch number 4. This one's by the Hip Kit Club. Totally not something I would have picked to work with, but it's definitely stretched me out of my comfort zone, which is, always the purpose of trying something new. And I decided to go with a cut file for that heart background rather than trying. I'm not particularly good at scattering, so I didn't think I'd be able to do that heart scatter up the side of the page, but I thought this cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict would give that same effect. So I will link to where I got this in her shop. She's on Etsy. I will link it in the description box below. It was on sale when I got it, but it was like $1.25. Super, super reasonable. Cut, I didn't have to do any manipulating to it or tracing to get it to cut. I opened it. It was sized for a 12 by 12 layout, and off I went. Obviously, you can manipulate it if you'd like, but it was super easy to just open and cut. So I'm backing the cut file with some of the scraps that I have, as well as the 3x4 pocket cards. And I left this in because I know how everybody knows how to back a cut file, right? Trace it, glue it. Looks super, super simple, but it always gives me fits and headaches. It probably took me 2 to 3 hours to back this cut file. So I left it in, so in case you are one of those people that backing cut files does not come easily to, you will know you are not alone. So by the end, it was better. I got in a rhythm and got the hang of it, and I could, get them done much more quickly. But since I didn't do it frequently, it was very much a struggle in the beginning. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch that whole thing. I only leave me backing one of them in so you can see my struggle. Hopefully that helps someone feel not so alone. But I didn't do any particular rhyme or reason for this. I just picked a few, repeated them. I think it was 3, and one of them had to be 4 times, and all I did was try not to make them too close together. Not have 2 stars of the same pattern right next to each other. So get that all done. Then I have trouble deciding on a background. I actually had 4 pieces that I started with. You'll see me eliminate 2 pretty quickly. Because I wanted to use patterned paper. Don't ask me why, not my normal thing, but I was just like, this needs to be on patterned paper. So it came down to the navy piece and the polka dot piece. And the only reason I chose the polka dots over the navy, I really did like the navy, but it has that pattern to it. And I have that in my stars already. And I felt like with it in my stars and with it as the background, since it was a particularly busy pattern as far as visual goes, I know it's tone on tone, but that chevron weave, it just made my eyes go swirly. And I had asked my husband, and he said the same thing. So hence we got the polka dots. So I'm going to ink around the edges of the polka dot just to tie that red and blue in with the polka dot. I end up going with my red that I use is Fired Brick, and I will use a blue on some of my red papers that I back my photo in. That ends up being Faded Jeans. I really like having the blending foam underneath my ink pad because I can just flip it over and compare it to the red or blue or whatever color in the papers that I'm using without having to you know, put the foam on and actually ink something and go, oh, that was the wrong color. So I popped the cut file up with, this is just acid-free craft fun foam. Cut it in little pieces, use my liquid glue. Again, don't make you sit and watch all of this either. I'll tell you what, I had technical difficulties upon technical difficulties filming this layout. First, I ripped the cut file, and I ripped a piece clean off. There was no saving it and piecing it back together. So what I did is I had actually cut the cut file more than once since it fit. I fit 3 of them on a 12 by 12 paper across. So I just took one of my others and glued it on top, and it actually made the dimension really nice. But then I could reattach that piece that I had ripped. And then I was filming and I got a phone call, and I don't know that that's ever happened before. Oh, I'm showing you my fine line bottle. Man, is it getting gunked, and this is the first time I've used it. But then I got a phone call and I didn't realize that shuts the filming off. Like, even if I had just ignored the phone call, it shuts the filming off. And then I mirror my phone to my computer while I'm filming so that I can attempt being the operative word, to stay in frame. And for whatever reason, the mirroring software quit. And I thought, okay, well, I've been, filming this long enough. I know where to stay. But when it quit, my phone froze. So that's why you'll see so much jumping back and forth. Because on top of the normal editing, I had all my technical malfunctions. But I got through it, and I'm not complaining. It's so funny that it always happens on a layout you're not particularly comfortable with, right? It's not like, okay, I can cut paper and glue, and I'm good with that. Nope, it has to be on the one where I'm trying to do a cut file that I don't normally do. Comedy of errors. But I love the way this turned out, so it was so worth it. And I showed my boy. He's at the age where, he cares what I'm doing, but he's not, like, up in my space all the time anymore. So I called him down to show him the layout I did of him, not this summer, this is last summer, and you should have seen the smile on his face. So, and he's like, wait, you videoed this and you're putting it on YouTube of my photo? So it was so worth any little headache. I don't know if I was a bad mom this year and forgot to take a photo when we went and picked up his book from Barnes & Noble. We do the summer reading challenge every year. He loves to read, so it's not even, it's not a hardship. It's not really a challenge, but he's just happy to do it. And I always take a picture of him in front of Barnes & Noble with what he picked. And I couldn't find this year's picture. I don't know if I possibly could have done it already. I have probably 18 inches of scrapbook layouts here that need to be put away. So it could be in there. So this is the year before last. But I'm just backing my photo with some of the 6x6 papers from Pen Pals. This is my second layout with this collection. For this paper pad class, I've done more than 2 with the collection in general. But so what I did is when I cleaned it up this time, I cleaned it up and I put it away. That way, for the rest of the sketches in the challenge series, I have to use what's here and what I haven't used yet. So I feel really good about knowing that I'm using some of this up. And I'll tell you what, I think I said it in my last video. The dog just moved and sighed at me. I said it in my last video. I have found this absolutely 100% inspiring. Like, I'm voice-overing Is that even a word? Voice-overing this right now. And I just finished this layout yesterday. Well, it won't be yesterday when I upload it, but you guys get my point. I'm doing the editing and voice work the day after I completed the layout, and I already have the photos picked out for the next sketch, the sketch printed out and sitting here, and the collection I'm going to use. So, considering that I don't think I did any layouts in like November or December, and I did a few in January, I did a few in February, but the fact that I've already got papers and pictures and everything printed out, I'm just so happy with how much this has inspired me. And I can see from comments and from her Facebook group that it has inspired so many others, and I'm so glad to have found that. Before I forget, She's Crafty is the one who came up with this idea. I'm just jumping on the inspiration train because I needed the inspiration. But please look in the description box down below because I will link her channel and her playlist down there so that you can see where the original idea came from and what she did with each of the sketches. And at the end of the video, I also will link her video to sketch number 4 so that you can just click on that one and click right over as well. But also in the description box below, I do put links to where you can find some of the products I use to complete this layout. Some of them may be affiliate links, which gives me a small percentage if you buy from them, but it is no increased cost to you and no pressure ever to go down and follow those and purchase something. If you ever have a question, though, about something I used, please feel free to ask it. I'm happy to try to track it down for you or answer any questions you might have. But now I'm just going to do some sprinkly bits. This is my blue enamel dot drawer. I got these little drawers at the dollar store last summer or I think the summer before. And the enamel dots that I have, I store them in there by color as well as some wood veneer, which I don't use very often. And then little things like the refills for my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. But I eventually would like to get those off the top of my credenza here that's next to me. So I may take those drawers out and put them in an empty Alex drawer that I have just to visually free up the top of my space. But I also have been using the Nuvo drops, so I should get my enamel dots used up so that, what I need to store goes down. These are Doodlebug alphabets. I also rearranged how I'm storing my thickers, which has immensely helped. But these are from Doodlebug. I think they're called Sunshine. Yep, Sunshine. This is the Ladybug color, which is their red. I love the font of these. They were perfect for this. Color was also perfect. I wanted to use some of my thickers rather than use a new pack of stickers. But like I said, these were the right color and the font was a little bit fun, but they were also the right size for me to tuck that reed in there. I wanted to do reading, but I couldn't come up with anywhere to put that the size seemed to fit really well. So, yep, we're coming to the end. I'm just going to do my Heidi swap as well as my Nuvo drops. I used the ebony black and the red berry. The black to tie in with the stars that I put in there. They're really a dark navy blue, but they look more black. And then obviously the red to match the red in the papers and in my embellishments. But I can't wait to get started with the next sketch, guys. I hope this is inspiring you as much as it's inspiring me. Tell me so far what has been your favorite sketch. And if you have done any of those, please leave me a comment with the link to wherever you post those, whether it be YouTube, a blog, just a picture gallery like scrapbook.com. I'd love to see how you interpret the sketch and Shannon's inspiration as well as mine. So until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're getting to stay crafty. Bye!